Yep.
Make the world a little smaller.
Yeah, a little more commentary to make it accessible too.
Exactly. We want to explain the game to you so that you get hyped about it. And when you take that hype back home, you're going to join your local dodgeball league. You're going to start off in the lowest level. You're going to love it. You're going to move up. You're going to start getting competitive. And then we'll see you here in a couple of years.
Exactly. Looks like these teams are getting lined up here.
Yeah. Prairie Fire and Strike 1919, two completely separate approaches to the same game. You got the smart, disciplined, strategic mental game brought to you by Coach Amanda First, who's also the captain. And then you've got the strong physical game with raw physical talent brought to you by Strike. Strike knocking out Krochak right off the bat.
Yeah. Strike also losing 2 members of their own.
Yeah, it looks like Ewell and McLaren getting knocked off. Both very strong players. And JC Morris getting knocked out. Strike knowing that she is the main arm left on the court there for Prairie Fire. Prairie Fire now is going to be relying heavily on Sanche and on Collins to put up those points. And you'll notice the calls that Prairie Fire makes, they don't count down 3, 2, 1. Somebody says Prairie, then the other person say fire, and then they throw on the second syllable of fire.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. That's a callback to Amanda First's home team, Rainbow Thunder. Shout out to those ladies, where she shouts rainbow and then they say thunder.
And throw.
Exactly. Celine Cote, another pickup new for this year. She's been playing dodgeball for a couple of years. She decided to start taking it seriously about 6 months ago. There we go. Nice block from Blelick there.
Yep. Very confident about that one. Gets the ball out in front of her.
Saracen winding up, but Fogg taking the shot. Cote getting out of the way, moving à côté de la ballon. I believe Cote does mean side in French, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
And Blelick with a Blel lock into her feet. Blel block.
Yep. Prairie Fire, very happy to see that.
Courtney Saracen, formerly of the original Prairie Fire, the provincial team before that name got given to the PSO, so it was a team that was playing competitively. They changed the name to Wildfire. She's facing off against her former captain, Kaylee Krochak. Courtney Saracen got picked up for the Strike 1919 team for last year when the teams were still made by selection committee, and the team ended up just keeping her. Oh, look at that jump from Saracen. First backpedaling, passing the ball off to Sanche.
Yeah, 4
Sanche
balls.
passing the ball back.
Yeah, 4 balls to Strike 1919 side. Kind of keeping protection over that ball.
Oh, Sanche looking for it, but it goes really high. Passing the ball off to Cote.
Yeah, 5 balls for Prairie Fire now.
Yeah, Fogg looking for a catch. Very strong catching ability on that woman, but does not make it. That's 2-on-1. Prairie Fire with the player advantage. Almost said the Prairie advantage there, but they got that too. Only team with Prairie in their name here. Out of all the Prairie teams.
Isn't there Prairie Crossfire?
Yeah, and Prairie Storm too.
Yeah.
Prairie Crossfire in the men's division, I believe, and then
Yep.
Prairie Storm in the women's.
Prairie's very proud of where they're from.
We like flatlands. Oh, and a nice pickoff on Amanda First there.
Yeah.
Celine Cote left unarmed.
Oh, making her dodge. Oh, look at her.
Look at that athleticism
Yeah.
there. Just going for it. Saracen with a much stronger throw than Cote, though. Cote's got the moves, but Saracen does too. Saracen just a formidable opponent. Cote feeling her out, but throwing high. Look at those
Big jump dodge.
shots.
Gets
Cote
low.
would have been well advised to just charge her at that point, but she didn't want to leave herself empty, so she's playing a little more conservatively. Guarantee you that's in the playbook.
Yeah.
Their playbook is a legitimate book. They have a play for every situation, as I understand it.
Impressive.
And I'm not privy to them because they are also Amanda First proprietary.
Proprietary knowledge.
Well, full disclosure, am dating Kaylee Krochak, but she does respect her team's privacy.
Yeah.
So I've asked once or twice, so what are the plays? She's like, yeah, I've learned them.
That's all the information you can get.
Thanks, hon.
Oh, great jumping block.
Yeah, Cote.
Again. Oh, that one gets her, though.
Yeah.
That was impressive athleticism, though.
Yeah, she's getting some hang time there for sure.
Yeah. Springy legs.
Yeah. So there's the hook, and her jumps were off of that. They were off the hook.
Off the hook.
Absolutely. And you can see Coach Clarence Alfaro for strike 1919 speaking to the referee. I guess he's also retrieving balls, kind of asking, hey, where can I go? And the referee is saying, you just need to get out of my way. I'm sorry. Had that discussion. Yeah, there we go. Taylor Ewell there taking the snap. She's got a wicked throw. Like I was saying, strike 1919, all about physical talent, right? Taylor Ewell, she can catch, she can throw, and she showed in the game against Prairie Fire, round robin. She can also dodge. She dodged 4 balls at once. We got that on the second stream if you want to rewind it. There we go. Elise Crocker. Sorry, Dr. Elise Crocker. I believe she's a doctor already. Last I checked, she was in residency, but I believe that she graduated in July of last year. So full-fledged doctor as I understand it. Oh, Kaylee Krochak collapsing on that ball but not making the catch. Tace Antoine looking for the ball, but the ball going to the retriever. Oh, no, actually making just to Collins who passes it off. Guylaine Sanfilippo with definitely the most national experience and the only Worlds experience in all of Manitoba.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she played in Australia in the World Championship and in Toronto in the World Championship. She's got a medal under her belt with the women. Team Canada. She was coming off an arm injury last year, and she wasn't performing, so she ended up leaving the team. But she is performing like crazy now. She is out here with something to prove, and she's proven her point time and again. Look at those throws. Going right
Very
between
strong.
Saracen and O'Reilly, but still just coming with some heat. Oh, Sanche getting pegged with Antoine now picking it up. She's going to indicate for the retriever to load Sanfilippo. Glenn coming up. One of the few players I can refer to by first name now and then because so many people know her. Long before Manitoba ever had provincial teams, she was still making her way out, trying to get known in the national community, make her way onto teams, demonstrate her talent.
Putting in that effort is huge.
Absolutely. There's always some level of politics to making a national team, and politics can be a dirty word, but what I'm trying to say is get known. Get it known that you want to make the team. Get it known that you're putting in the work, you know?
Exactly.
Get to know the people who are making those decisions. Get to know the people who are putting together the teams. Do everything you can to... Oh, and hitting out Morgan Lecuyer there. Morgan Lecuyer, another strong... All of these are strong players. I'm just going to keep saying that.
Yeah.
It's so redundant at this point I should just stop, but I can't stop.
That's why we're seeing them in these playoff stages.
Yeah, oh, getting tapped on the shoulder by Joshua Walsh. He owes me a 1v1 in Smash. We just haven't had our schedules aligned yet. Saracen with a nice dodge off of Collins there. Jamie Lee Collins has a very interesting dodging style. She just folds at the waist. You'll see her just fold in half, and she goes underneath the ball. She doesn't necessarily have to play from her knees. She does sometimes, but oftentimes she'll just bend over and go underneath the ball, and she does so quickly enough that she doesn't get hit. It's a sight to behold. And she has a wicked throw. She also has a wicked voice, too. She is well known for showing up to gatherings in Manitoba and just screaming, let the bodies hit the floor, the whole song.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. She likes to shout her her home community of St. James loudly and proudly. Oh, and look at that hit from Sanfilippo.
Prairie Fire suddenly finding themselves ahead in the player count.
Yeah, that was a very close shot on Sanfilippo, but I don't believe it found its mark, the one that came in from our left or her right. Blelick blocking on her knees there. You don't normally see her play from her knees. She's very protective of them since she hurt them in her youth playing baseball. Very clear she played baseball from the way she throws, though. Look at her feeling her opponents out.
Yep.
Great block from Sanfilippo, though. It's very hard to put a ball past Guylaine's blockers. Guylaine with the war braid going. Looking like something from Norse mythology. Block goes between Blelick's legs. She takes a shot at Sanfilippo. Both of them going high. And then Collins closing it out.
Yep.
So that's a point each for Prairie Fire and strike 1919 in a dead heat. I will be shocked if any team ever gets up by more than 2.
Yep. These two teams seem very evenly matched. It's only towards the later half of that game that Prairie Fire found themselves with 2 quick outs for strike 1919. And
first still wearing the Shagger pinning. Sorry, the retriever pinning.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep It's just colloquially, that's how it's known, and sometimes it can be hard to remember. And then you can see her friend Jamie Tapper, who's come out here. She was on the alternate list for Prairie Fire in case of an injury. She wanted to come out for the trip anyway, loves traveling. Local programmer. There we go, Dr. Crocker. I like that, that rhymes, Doc Croc. Yeah. Staying up close. She's also married to Phil Chan of Red River Rebellion. Oh, and looks like a nice peg on Lecuyer from Crocker. I don't believe that Elise took Phil Chan's last name. She does still go by Phil Crocker, and that is how she is, by Elise Crocker. That is how she is registered on the rosters. Here she takes a shot at McLaren, but goes wide. Julie McLaren, local sweetheart of Winnipeg. Very, very friendly person. So friendly that people constantly ask if she is flirting. She is not. She is just genuinely nice. But she is not flirting with this game.
Yeah.
She's taking it very seriously, and when she turns it on, she can light it up with the best of them. One of the top players in Manitoba, regardless of gender. Also got kind of buff in the recent year. She was always very fit, but recently I think she's been working on muscles to get that velocity down, and you can just see that in her shoulders. Oh, feeling out Crocker, making her move back and forth, but not taking the shot.
Yeah.
Saracen and, oh, look at O'Reilly with the twinkle toes. Oh, no.
McLaren with the cross.
Almost hitting J.C. Morris there. We haven't seen anything out of Morris yet because Strike understands how deadly her windmill throw is. So they've been targeting her hard. She gets low.
Manages to stay alive.
Yeah. First loading up. First wearing the G-Money dollar bill socks, I believe. Cross court from McLaren, not finding its mark. The Prairie Fire ladies backing up too quickly. Prairie Fire with a 3-2 player advantage. There is Megan Debates' husband, Andrew Debates, another local high-level player, just unreal catching ability. Strong on the offense, strong in the blocking abilities. I actually don't understand why he hasn't been picked for a team yet, but I'm sure somebody on the selection committee could explain it to me. I never involved in selections. Oh, and O'Reilly not making the catch there.
Just hopeful for it.
McLaren in the ready position, just feeling it out. She's been in tougher positions before and pulled it off.
Yeah,
she's playing defensively, but Morris finds the mark.
She's been doing a great job of holding down her corner.
Yep. There's no real anchor for Strike. For a time, I did believe that that role was held by either McLaren or by Saracen. But I think the reality is they all put on the same performance, which is great all-around talent.
Yeah.
And they're loading two balls on the inside, a more defensive play. They might still be snapping those balls. It looks like O'Reilly and McLaren are going to be running this time, which is interesting because I know Saracen is one of the fastest snaps in Winnipeg, but I think she's sitting this round. Prairie Fire with a 1-point lead on Strike. If I had to guess, Strike's probably going to take this round. It's going to be a good back and forth in general. And they're off. O'Reilly just taking them, keeping them. Snap specialist Kaylee Krochak pointing at a player. Looks like she believes she got a hit, but let the refs call that.
Yep. Seems as though it was evaded.
Krochak is a, oh, look at that catch from Sanche.
Great catch.
Genevieve Sanche, a player who, she had an ankle injury in the most unfortunate way. She was at a bar wearing stilettos, and a man picked her up and then put her back down.
Oh, no.
And her ankle just collapsed.
Oh, a pop-up catch.
Made by Debates.
Yep, that brings
Megan
Blalock
Debates
back in.
Yeah, the only one of her family representing anymore, Shane Willem of Winchill, now knocked out. That would be her brother.
Yeah. Fortunately, see the strict 1919.
I do believe
members stepped off the court after that catch.
I believe their mother came out too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Willem's mother. I believe I saw her here, unless I'm mistaken, unless they just brought a middle-aged woman with them.
It's always great to see the family being supportive.
Oh, look at Krochak there protecting Sanche. Krochak actually with a very strong throw as well. She's a player who started taking fitness very seriously before the last provincial tournament. She upped her abilities in general through strength and cardio, and moved her up from an individual team that she made last year to actually making the selection this year. So she got selected for this team. Trying to show everybody why she was worth it. Oh, and Sanche gets, see Krochak looking like she's going to go for it, but O'Reilly forcing her off it before passing the ball back.
Being smart, keeping that pressure up there.
Absolutely.
Not giving Crossfire or Prairie Fire any room to breathe.
Yep. Oh, and Collins gets hit. Oh, sorry, not gets hit. Gets a hit. But I believe they're gonna. Oh, sorry, that whistle was from the other side of the gym. Hard to tell where they're coming from up here.
Yeah, 3 players each side right now, though. Very tense game.
Cote with their war voice up. Oh,
the catch by O'Reilly, too. The catch on O'Reilly.
O'Reilly caught out by Krochak, leaving just Megan Debates. But there can be no debates about the skill level of this woman.
Great blocks.
3 months pregnant, but you'd never know it with the way she's playing.
Gets a hit.
JC Morris with a wicked block. Cote telling her to keep her cool. Debates trying desperately to put it onto Morris. Now with Collins loaded up, it's not going to be as easy, but she's going to keep targeting Morris because Morris is the most likely one to put it past a blocking ball. Yeah. And a nice block again from Morris. Cote and Collins feeling it out. Are we going into, oh.
No.
Morris getting called out? She step on the line?
She must have.
Oh, no. Not good. Look at that shot from Collins, though. Deadly.
Yeah,
so I guarantee you that's who Debates is going to be throwing at next.
Indeed it is. She blocks it away, though.
The interesting thing about Strike, they bring just incredible physical game to the table, but oftentimes it is quite predictable. They play nice standard games of dodgeball, and there is nothing wrong with that. If you can just...
Oh, gets a hit.
Cote one-on-one. In this situation, Debates is definitely the favorite. If you see how she brought that back from 1v3 there.
Yep. Momentum there, too. Cote previously in a 1v1, though.
Cote's throw much better than it once was. She pops it up. She looks for it. She thinks about catching it. You can see her eyes tracking it.
Yep.
Somebody's calling a play to her. You can see her nodding in agreement to something from the sidelines.
Throw goes wide.
Yeah.
Debates coming up now.
Fake doesn't work. Debates looking to press her advantage here. Cote coming up, getting aggressive.
The block up. Oh, Debates thought about it.
She had to throw that ball, though. There was nothing she could have done there other than
down.
If she did not get Debates' eyes off of that ball, she would have been caught. She did the right thing there, even if the ball got turfed.
Great block.
Beautiful blocking. You want to block in that style if you have the ability to. You block with 2 arms, elbows tucked in, thumbs on top of the balls.
Yep.
Watch these women for good form. Cote showing her stuff, but going high. She doesn't have the best accuracy in the world. I can tell that she's been working on power recently. She might be well advised to back off a little bit, but Megan Debates, incredible catcher. With the exception of Sarah Blelick, every woman on Strike can catch with the best of them. All of them. It's a daunting task to make a single throw on a woman from Strike 1919. Cote's shot's just not on target right now. She's going to need to back off it just a little bit, or Debates is going to have to take a risk.
Cote looking for opportunity, and she finds it.
Oh, look at her just collapsing.
Yeah, so happy to end that one out.
I have to say that Megan Debates versus Celine Cote, Debates is the heavy favorite to win that. And Debates proving her chops. Oh, officials discussing something. Is it perhaps that Celine stepped on the line? Regardless, though, quite the victory for Cote, regardless of whether or not it gets overturned. Very, very solid round there. But the thing is that every shot from Debates was on target. Did you notice that? Every time Cote had to block and all that Debates had to do was dodge.
Yeah, she did not make it easy.
She certainly did not. She's one of the top players in the province for a reason. Strike 19-19, like I said, heavy favorites physically. Very curious what the referees are ruling on right now.
Yeah, it seems like quite a discussion.
Like, if it was a sportsmanship discussion, I don't think that would be appropriate because it wasn't it wouldn't be a bad manners celebration.
Yeah.
There's no BMing there.
I'm guessing it was likely just a rules clarification. Perhaps the head official there just making sure all the rest are keeping their eyes out for certain things.
It might be something to do with the ball retrievers. I know that Prairie Fire has been retrieving balls for themselves. Captain and coach Amanda First off to the side. Designated hitter J.C. Morris taking up a position also as a retriever. Antoine just backing up with the 2 balls there. Passing it off to Collins in the corner. Strike in their ready positions. Ready to strike. Debates getting aggressive, not wanting to give them that ball. And look at that.
Yep, gets it back for her team.
Using the mental game there to retrieve a ball for her team. Very strong aggression.
They now have 5 balls to work with here.
The women's game is just getting so exciting. And Sanche just managing to make herself a smaller target to get out of the way there, just reducing her hitbox. McLaren not giving an inch. That ball is hers, and she makes you know it. Collins testing Fogg, but Fogg managing to make the block. Prochak passing the ball back to Collins. Miranda Fogg there taking a wicked cross court. Crocker getting underneath it. San Filippo calling a play. Doc Croc going low. Fogg going high. Unable to get it past the fog of war.
Still on Prairie Fire.
Yep. Prairie Fire pressing the aggression here. Oh, and McLaren not making a catch on Collins.
Yep. Bounces out. Counter throw didn't hit its mark either. Prairie Fire now up 2 players. Also up 2 points in the series so far.
But down balls. Strike on the offensive. Just a wicked team to be on the defensive against. Sanche coming up. And discussing with Crocker who's going to throw. Crocker taking a cross on Fogg, but then getting countered. Strike doing a good job of punishing those vulnerable moments, but down to just 2 players against 5. Both Yule and Saracen, fantastic catching ability. Both of them capable of healing an entire team if they need to.
Yeah,
Taylor Yule
waiting for that ball to come back to her.
Yep, Taylor Yule is just as comfortable with the ball in her hand as she is without.
Yeah, we're in under a minute left of this half.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty decisive round going into the second half. It's going to dictate basically the pace of the next half.
Yeah, it's been a pretty methodical pace so far. Lots of cheering from the other court. Valkyrie currently up 5-1 over Thunder.
It'll be interesting going into the sudden death round if Saracen and Yule are still alive at that point. As those players are both ones.
Saracen gets hit out.
Taylor Yule, 1v4. She's been here before a few times. I'm quite aware that we're dying. Her hands, they shake the goodbyes.
And that is the timer.
Oh, and they all take the shots anyway.
Yep.
Yule just look at it like, come on. Yule, also affectionately known as Yulesy, also known as Girl Tay, as we have Mante, Taylor Element, who's playing on Red River Rebellion. She is going to be having her work cut out for her, but I'm going to venture a guess. She's got 2 balls in hand.
Yep.
She is going to throw the first 2 balls and then look for a catch. She's going to try and stop the advance and then catch one out. 1, Yeah. See, she drops the ball, is looking for the catch. And Krochak connects with her shoulder. 4-1 going into the second half. Really going to need to see something different from Strike. They're not going to be able to win this game on pure physical talent.
Yeah.
If that's all it took, they would have it.
Yeah. A lot of happy emotions coming in from the Prairie Fire side.
Absolutely. I'm sure that Coach Alfaro is going to be talking to them, giving them a pep talk, discussing what they need to change up, maybe making some changes in the lineup. I've noticed they haven't been playing Morgan Lecuyer much. I don't know if that's due to a physical reason or a mental reason, or if they don't believe that she's right for this matchup. It's hard to say, but I feel like we should be seeing more of her.
Yeah.
She's a player who plays great from her knees. She comes from a back-catching background from baseball. So she's great at tracking balls, so she's got good catching ability. She can throw hard from the ground. So when she drops to her knees to block or to get out of the way, sometimes players think they're safe, right? They expect you to stand up before you throw, and then she'll just launch a rocket from there, catch you off guard.
Yeah, people can get very quick releases off from their knees. Very capable of getting some hits unexpectedly for the other team.
You want to let people know what's going on with Valkyrie versus Thunder?
Yeah, currently Valkyrie is up 6-1. Thunder currently ahead one player right now, though. I think despite the score being 6-1, they've been pretty tight games. If you want to catch that, you can watch that over on their second stream, Dodgeball PEI.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Dodgeball PEI. Check it out. Hashtag commentary Terry Thrasher is going to be bringing that one to you solo.
Yep.
After this, I believe we'll have men's games for a bit.
Yeah, I think there is 2 men's quarterfinal games. Before the day ends.
Is there a more fun impression to do than Yoda?
If you're good at it, I imagine it's probably fun. If you're not good at it.
Are you not good at impressions?
I am not good at impressions, no.
Mimicry is something I enjoy.
Unfortunately.
Cote with a quick snap to Crocker. Doc Croc not seeing an opening, so not taking the shot. So Doc Croc doesn't take the shot, passes it off to JC Morris. But she's back on the offense. Doc Croc, super aggressive. She is fearless at the line. She goes up there, she puts her ball up, and she doesn't let you advance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she gets tagged in the face a lot by players who are looking to punish that move. She does get out of the way, nice and low. Antoine getting loaded. Passing the ball to First making a call. San Filippo in the corner there, facing off against all her former teammates. With the exception of Sarah Blelik, I don't believe that they have played together.
That Prairie Fire opening up the first hit there.
Yeah. Dr. Swolls, on the other hand, so Dr. Sarah Blelik and Dr. Elise Crocker come from the same hometown, went to medical school together, graduated together, as I understand it. Different types of doctors, though. I believe Sarah Blelik is more of like an ER hospital type of doctor, and Crocker is more of a like family doctor, a GP. Now, I could be totally wrong. If you happen to know better than I do, drop it in the comments below. Let us know. Always happy to be corrected on our facts.
Yep. Getting educated.
Absolutely. The fun thing about facts is they're no longer objective. You can just believe whatever you want, and that's the truth to you. Celine Cote.
Dodges.
Yeah. Beautiful hang time there. So much air. Oh, ball popping up off San Filippo, and I believe Antoine getting knocked out as well. That's going to put Strike at a player advantage for the first time in a number of rounds.
Yep. Quick turnaround for them.
There you go. Morris staying alive. We haven't seen much from Morris because Strike has been just trying to put her down immediately. Like a family pet that can no longer control its bowels. They're just looking to put her down.
Shame.
But
doesn't find
she's
anything.
doing her best to stay alive. She's now loaded with 2 balls, so she's going to be extra deadly. Now, given the way that she's been playing in this tournament, so long as Fogg getting tagged out, I believe by first. I would not be surprised if JC Morris was at least invited as an alternate for Team Canada, and I don't think it would be untoward for them to invite her as an actual player. I think that she has the talent and the ability. And if you look at those throws, they go exactly where she wants them to.
Yep. Of course, the tournament being used as scouting information for building the national team for Canada to represent.
Worlds will be in Cancun this year, I believe, right?
Yep.
That would be a great
in Mexico.
vacation.
Yep.
Mexico. Unidos Estados Mexicanos. I had no idea until I went to Mexico that they're actually the United States of Mexico.
Yeah, I can understand why people don't call them that.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a different United States that people refer to as the United States.
Yeah. Tight 3-3 game right now.
100%. Those dodges from Cote just cleaning up balls for them. Saracen looking for a big catch. Morris almost catching her on the toes.
Both these teams taking things pretty slowly. Could be a factor of kind of knowing each other.
Each one of these players not only knows the players across from them, they're friends.
Yeah.
And you saw that in the huddle at the beginning where they alternated Prairie Fire and Strike. It was basically whichever one of us gets to advance, we're all in this together. McLaren getting out of the way. McLaren's been on her A game for years. Such a strong player. She's got a wicked throw, too.
Morris managing to stay alive there.
Yeah, she's been looking really good out there. She's been just displaying some great talent. Probably going to go off to the left. No. Oh, look at that snag from Saracen.
Very impressive.
The way she spiked the ball on the ground was still to pass it to her teammate. You see that?
Yep.
She just flicked the wrist to give it over to Cote. That's going to bring back Morgan Lecuyer, making this round extra difficult. Cote able to make a big block there. First calling a play. First taking the shot at Lecuyer. Lecuyer works locally at a video game store, and I believe, I want to say in care for adults with disabilities, but it could be mistaken. Did catch at her local P&P games. She's going to be joining me in a Smash Bros. Tournament for my birthday.
Local to Winnipeg, that is.
That's correct. Not local to the island. No,
Yeah.
this is a Winnipeg game. This is Strike 1919 versus Prairie Fire, the two Manitoba women's teams. Seeded 3rd and 6th.
One player left for Prairie Fire. Struck 1919 with 2.
Now this is where Amanda first gets to shine. She is so hard to hit. Her blocking ability is off the charts. Her dodging ability is strong.
Yeah, showing some strong blocks there.
Absolutely. Amanda First, not just a strong player, she is also a very strong coach. Long after her days on the court are done, she is going to be putting forth winning teams as a coach if she chooses to continue doing so.
Yeah.
She has been developing the competitive community in Manitoba in a very meaningful way, booking practices through her not-for-profit organization for players looking to take it more seriously. They're invitational, but as I understand it, they are very helpful for players looking to improve their game. Everyone who plays under her just gushes about how she is just changing the game. Oh, and she ricochets into her forehead. Nothing you can
she
do
wasn't
there.
quite ready for the block.
She had the balls up, just not quite high enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where we're looking up here like, oh, you should have the ball high enough, but that is like a fraction of an inch difference between a ball going over you and a ball going into you.
Yeah, and she had to make very quick reaction time to the shot.
And she reacted enough to actually get the block in. Referee having a discussion with the captain as well. Oh, so captain is Miranda Fogg. seems to rotate through the strike lineup who the captain is, but Miranda Fogg, a great leader. And I think I guessed that it was Natasha O'Reilly earlier. Oh, I see Megan Debates with the captaincy on her jersey as well. I know that she has been representing teams at tournaments and just taking a leadership role in general.
Yeah, you see it pretty commonly, teams sharing the captain responsibility.
It's not a responsibility that everybody desires. Some players like being the captain. Some players are good at it but don't like it.
Yeah, O'Reilly getting hit out early there.
Yeah. Some players are bad at captain but love doing it.
Yep.
And some players are okay but just don't want to do it. And if that's the case, like if everybody kind of shares in it, you can move the responsibility or the burden depending how you see it around.
Yeah, Strike 1919 getting a hit of their own. Makes it 5 players each side.
Yeah, it's only 4-2 in favor of Prairie Fire. So Prairie Fire's got a long way to go before they can consider this a victory. Strike 1919 only down by 2 points with momentum on their side. Krochak just misses the catch there.
Yeah, it just bounces out of her reach.
Oh, Cote, same deal. But
Yep.
Couillet getting countered too, I believe there. Morris, if I had to guess, was the one punishing that. Makes it 4-on-3 in favor of Strike. And Fogg not staying in the air long enough. She got over top of the ball, but then as her feet came back down, they just grazed it. First putting her arms out as if to sweep. The balls do kind of come back off the nets here. A little bit like wall ball. A little bit, if you hit the pole maybe. Yule getting underneath that ball with their own ball in the blocking position. Saracen calling a play. Yule taking the shot, hitting Collins. First, going to go have a discussion with JC Morris. And look at that. See the way that First protects Morris? She actually gets herself in the way of oncoming traffic. Not just trying to get attention. She's actually just like, nah, I'm confident I can block. I will protect. She protect, she attack, but mostly she calls plays back.
Back on Prairie Fire to make a throw.
Yeah.
I see them do the same thing here. Yeah, Morris makes a throw.
Just protecting their designated hitter there. I noticed Morris kind of skipping afterwards. I'm wondering if she's feeling something in her ankle there, or if that's just something she does. Yeah. Trying to bait Morris into a position where she'd be vulnerable to Yule. And look, they make the same player over. Oh, and a nice overhand shot from Morris, not using the signature windmill.
Yeah, evens out the player count.
Her overhand shot is kind of weird. She keeps it in close to the chest. She doesn't extend her arm fully, but she still gets enough power with a quick release there. Oh, and look at that, just faking off Saracen. Ball pops up, but not in a place that anybody could make a team catch, that's for sure. You would not want to get that close to Taylor Yule when she's loaded. First, once again, just getting in the way. And Morris taking out Saracen. So effective this play. They just keep doing it over and over again, but Strike can't find a way to counter it. I feel like the way to do that would actually be whoever's in front of Morris to just try and go for a trade, maybe.
Yeah.
So difficult. How do you counter that when you have a very effective blocker blocking your line of sight?
Celebrating as if that was a hit.
Yule not believing it's a hit.
Yep.
And if I'm honest, the referees should probably have a discussion with Prairie Fire there about celebrating before the call is made.
Yeah.
I would definitely want...
Should not have other players entering the court.
Completely agree. Doesn't matter how obvious the hit is. If the other player is questioning it, you should definitely just wait. That's 5-2 there in favor of Prairie Fire. We still have 9.5 minutes on the clock. Lots of time for Strike to bring this back. This is nobody's game yet. Prairie Fire kind of the like the underdogs from Winnipeg at first, but when you look at how they just plucked so much talent and leadership from so many different teams, the interesting thing about putting a bunch of leaders on a team is you would think that they'd be jostling for position, but really what it is people who understand what it's like to lead and then they don't want to be that annoying person.
Yeah.
Right? So they listen to what they're told, they offer up their input, and then just accept whatever the decision is.
Strong team play from Strike 1919 there.
Yeah.
Faking together.
That ball rolling back off of the hit there. Look at O'Reilly looking for the catch. Arms out, ready to scoop. Blalik on the offensive. Fogg taking the shot, though, connecting with San Filippo, leaving just Antoine and Krochak to hunker down for Prairie Fire. Krochak of the original Prairie Fire, before that became the provincial team's name. Antoine of the local Vixen Collective, a team of women who started off as a developmental team, but it just ended up becoming a regular competitive team. Big shakeups in the Winnipeg women's scenes. I got to say there was a big turnout at the last provincial tournament. I think 8 teams there for the women, which is just as many as the men.
It's always great to see.
Yeah, and the talent pool was deep.
Yeah.
Most of the teams in contention for sure. Antoine is having the ball skim off of her balls. Antoine looking formidable. Krochak throwing around her. Fogg putting a ball into the ground before it touched Antoine. Fogg just staying down there, though. Krochak just throwing her body into this. You can see all those trips to the gym paying off. You're going to throw yourself around like that for an entire weekend and still be able to get back up and do it again. That takes a lot of stamina.
Prairie Fire in a tough position right now, though.
Caught out by McLaren.
Yep.
Would have thought it was a safe shot because McLaren had a ball in her hand at the time, I do believe. Strike there knows that they can convert this. They just have to actually do it. They need to get that kill move off. Antoine taking the shot at Lecuyer.
Prairie Fire taking their time with this. Currently up 3 points, and there's 6 minutes left.
Getting a little greedy, but they need to make something happen. You know that Antoine's running the clock at this point. And she locks it into her foot. Teza Antoine, a player of solid integrity, not somebody that I think would ever deliberately cheat. One of the things, too, that always comes up in dodgeball, players concern themselves, they think the other team's cheating. Most of the time, the other team just doesn't know.
Yep.
Most of the time.
It can be really difficult to tell, depending on where it hits you, especially the shoes.
That's why we have the referees there.
Yep.
Yeah, and the other thing that can happen, too, is if one team perceives cheating, then they might start not calling their grazes as well, and then everything just devolves into prison rules.
Yep.
Nobody wants to play prison rules. Krochak looking for the snap. They're not getting it, just getting into a ready position instead, or she might have been faking that she was taking the snap to try and bait strike in. Sonch there getting aggressive with those fakes. Look at that.
Yeah, keeping that arm moving.
Be surprised if she has an elbow joint left after this. Oh, and then see that?
Throw.
Not even a fake. She just goes into that. That was a quick release for a windmill.
Yeah, it's a debates there.
Blalik and Saracen winding up on Krochak. Krochak getting nicked in the feet. Trying to jump over top of it, but not able to get enough air.
Looks like refs discussing something.
I think they're discussing if it was a double hit. It looked like it may have been ricocheted into Sonch.
Yeah. Ref did give a 1, though, indicating it only hit one player.
Yeah. Yeah, Sarah Blelik saying something to Saracen, who responds with the mouth over there. I think they might be thinking that they're getting hits that are not being called. Expressing a little frustration to their teammates.
Definitely a tough position that they're in right now. Down 2 points, 4.5 minutes left.
That's
figure
true.
out how to figure out how to make that difference.
Look at the group that's out there. All 4 of these ladies, they can make something happen against any number of opponents.
Yep. Plenty of talent. Just need to find the opportunities.
And Blelik getting tagged from the side. Sanj getting up there, getting real aggressive, passing the ball off to Doc Kroc.
Prairie Fire staying alive.
San Filippo, though, as she got back up, ends up kicking a ball over to the other side by accident. Really going to help out Strike, though.
Seems like that throws after the count finished.
Oh, no.
Means they have to give up 6 balls.
That could definitely turn this around.
Yeah, very good opportunity for Strike to accomplish something here.
Yeah.
He's going to discuss some targets.
And they connect on San Filippo, knocking out a very strong player from Prairie Fire. Look at the way that Sancha's just throwing herself around there. Saracen throwing a rocket at Collins. Everybody on Prairie Fire seeming to prefer to go down than up. Not a team for hang time, that's for sure. Prairie Fire still with the player advantage, though, and managed to get back to 3 balls after losing all of them to the other team. Collins taking the shot there. Kroc picking it up. Crocker there. Trying to feel out her opponent.
Back on Prairie Fire.
Connecting with Saracen on the shoulder.
Yeah, Sancho made a very impressive block there, too.
Diving to make the block. Never seen somebody do that before.
Yeah, very well may have kept your teammate alive, too.
100%. A big part of Prairie Fire seems to be players with balls protecting players without.
Yeah.
And you notice that's very common with the Golden Boy strategy, too. I would not be surprised if they've kind of shared playbooks a little bit. Oh, and McLaren with a snag there. That'll turn that around. Collins trying to pick off Debates as she came on, but instead giving up ball control. Sanj passes off to Morris. It's just like, you need this. Make good use of it.
2 minutes left. Good blocks by Morris, though.
Ball retriever waiting till they can see floor between the line before they pick it up, as that is required. It's like Yule got struck out there. I didn't see that happen. Lots going on. Both players trying to knock out Morris. You know who they're the most worried about. Prairie Fire with all 3 of their main offensive players on right now. Sancha and Morris with the windmills.
Right into the breadbasket.
Bringing this back.
Another hit.
Julie McLaren showing her stuff. Timeout being called for Prairie Fire.
Trying to end that momentum.
Trying to call the timeout there. Other referee not paying attention. Referees having some fun with one another.
Yeah. Friendly banter. Minute 13 left on the clock currently.
Yeah, I'm sure that First is just using this to break momentum.
Yeah.
She gets the mental game like nobody else.
Making sure Prairie Fire stays in this. As long as they can avoid winning this or losing this point in the next minute 13, then they'll have won the matchup.
You see Jamie Tapper wiping up a wet spot on the floor. I'm sure somebody's sweat.
Yeah.
Gross.
It happens. People get sweaty. They slide on the floor.
Yeah. Strike really closing that gap with, there's a minute 13 on the clock. So Morris needs to stay alive for 73 seconds.
Yep.
Oh, boy. That is a tall order. Megan Debates, wicked on the offense. Julie McLaren, wicked on the offense. Miranda Fogg, insane on the offense. all three players going for the kill.
Yep, just one ball coming in from Strike.
Yeah, Strike needs to make something happen. They need to do it quick. And a disarm. 55.5 seconds on the clock. Strike down by a point. My heart is pounding now.
Yeah. Prairie Fire were looking quite comfortable.
They were, but that lead just managed to get away from them. They're going to need to convert this to a point. Strike has momentum. Prairie Fire has the lead. Strike playing for the tie to potentially get into the win situation, and Prairie Fire playing for the win.
Yep.
So Prairie Fire needs to win one round, and Strike needs to win two. That if this round goes into sudden death, which it will, then it gets tied up by Strike. We will play a 4-minute overtime round, which will be played with normal rules. And if that 4 minutes goes up and there's still players on the court, that round will be finished in sudden death. Sudden death meaning no blocking.
Very likely what the official was explaining to the captains there. Making sure both teams are on the same page about what happens.
First, talking it out. I'm sure she's going to be trying to put her best lineup out there. Make sure they put their best foot forward. If you look at that, they've got their strongest players out there. I actually haven't seen San Filippo on the court for a while, but I think that might have been she got tagged out early in a long round. Nice block from Sanche. San Filippo picking up the ball. 36 seconds on the clock. Oh, and a hit on Blelick. That's going to be good for them going into sudden death. A player like Sarah Blelick is just deadly if you can't block.
Yep.
Prairie Fire, still their turn to throw. Oh, but McLaren with a catch.
Very key catch.
Catching out Collins. Putting Strike back at full strength.
5 balls, too. To make some throws. And that is sudden death now.
Is that going to be 5-on-5? No, I think it's going to be 6-on-5.
Yeah.
So
Strike full force.
Single player advantage. They have sudden death favors the team with the physical prowess.
Yeah.
And Strike just has so much physical talent on there. They've got a one-player advantage. They will be on the offense first. Prairie Fire just going to be trying to stop the onslaught at this point.
Yep. There's some tough throws coming in. They'll need to dodge them or catch them. The only 2 options.
Oh, and a quick hit from Morris taking out Lecuyer. Sanche getting aggressive. Passing it off to Morris. Morris definitely going to be the designated hitter in this round. You know that that's who Strike is going for. Oh, and they hit out Blelick. I thought traded for Sanche there. Are they saying that she was out before she threw? Morris getting knocked out. 4-on-3 now in favor of Prairie Fire. Debate's getting hit by Krochak.
There's 2 members left for Strike 1919.
Yeah, Miranda Fogg against Genevieve Sanche. Fogg proving victorious.
Yeah, only 2 players left for Prairie Fire now. I think they had a line violation.
And that leaves just San Filippo.
She goes for the catch and she gets it.
Julie McLaren has been catching like a crazy person.
Yeah, definitely making a huge difference in this matchup. That ties it up 5-5, so now we are going to go into a 4-minute overtime.
That was a heart attack of a sudden death round.
Yes, it was.
I went into sudden cardiac arrest.
We will be back to standard rules. Blocking will be allowed again for the 4 minutes. Whoever gets the first point will win.
Referees looking for the balls of the best quality in the collection they have.
Yeah.
So hard to find words right now when all I'm doing is just fretting, because no matter what happens, half of these women will be leaving disappointed. Half of them will be elated.
Yep. They'll be moving on to play tomorrow.
I think what this proves, though, is regardless of which team advances, they're both pretty much even.
Yep. Very tight series.
Yeah, there've been a few real blowouts in playoffs here, but for the most part, exciting close games. Even for players or for teams that are separated quite high in the seed, the men's 5 versus 12 between Alfang and Z Warriors was a very exciting match.
That was incredibly exciting.
It was into a situation like this.
Yes, it was.
So I'm curious, how's your heart holding up?
It's beating a little bit fast. I am very excited to see what happens. Very tense.
Prairie Fire putting forth the exact same lineup. It's very clear who first wants on the court right now. So Crocker just grabbing the balls, loading Morris and Sanche. Krochak getting out of the way. Lots of balls grouped on Yule there, but none of them appearing to find their mark. San Filippo getting out of the way. So far, nobody connecting a shot yet.
Yeah,
These teams just going back and forth.
Yeah, players being very careful about their throws, and also being
everybody's
very
worried
careful
about
about
McLaren.
dodging. The first casualty, though.
Sanche is out. Prairie Fire down a player. Manitoba divided. Collins getting called out. Strike still at full force. Oh, and Yule getting connected there.
Saracen as well.
Oh, and
Yep.
Saracen.
Yep.
So that's 4-on-4. Evenly matched. Krochak, the only unarmed player, not getting targeted. San Filippo there with a very strong block. And a trade there with Morris taking out Lecuyer. Oh, I thought Lecuyer's ball found its mark. I may have been
Yeah,
mistaken.
I think it hit the ground first.
Entirely
I
possible.
think that's a call.
Blelick left unarmed. Not the player you want to be leaving unarmed. I would probably leave Julie there. Julie McLaren, you've seen those clutch catches so far from her.
Yep.
Less than 2 minutes on the clock. Oh no, Crocker.
Unable to get our hands on it. Three
Trying
players
so
each
hard.
side.
Rotating San Filippo in one. So if you have to throw at Krochak, you have to go straight. They're targeting Morris hard. It's going to be a hard game for her. And they connect the ball on Fogg. Now I'm going to make a pact with you. We will not eat. I startled you by touching it. We will not eat our microphones when this match finishes, because no matter what happens, I'm just going to want to scream.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be kind to the viewers. I promise. I will explode internally. And San Filippo on the line.
Yep. Touches it. She's out.
2-on-2. Krochak and Morris on McLaren and Blake.
About 50 seconds left.
Krochak getting aggressive. McLaren leaving herself empty because she knows she can catch Krochak. Krochak coming across the front of Blelick, but not able to connect. Strike on the offensive, 30 seconds on the clock. Krochak surviving.
Both threw across. They found the
Blelick
target.
out, leaving just Julie McLaren. Oh, and look at those 2 shots. Huge block from McLaren. She's going to go at Morris. Morris is going to block it. Morris thinking better about throwing. 3 seconds on the clock. And this is going to go into sudden death.
Yeah, sudden death.
2
player,
on 1.
Yeah, 1 player for Strike 1919. 2 players for Prairie Fire.
I have a prediction. Morris and Krochak are going to throw. McLaren's going to drop her balls, catch 1 of them.
Oh.
I'm not predicting the whole outcome of the game, just the outcome of the opening rush. Watch. They're going to throw from a little bit far back. McLaren's going to drop her balls, look for the catch. Whether she makes it.
1 throw first, goes high. Another throw.
She connects on Morris. 1-on-1. It is Krochak on McLaren. Krochak's ball goes short. McLaren unable to get loaded.
Krochak going for the opportunity. McLaren blocking.
She blocks it. Sudden death.
Sudden death.
I'm not going to eat my microphone.
That is a win for Prairie Fire in the sudden death overtime. McLaren heartbroken that she forgot. Her teammates supporting her, telling her it's okay.
I have no words. I am dying inside for McLaren and elated for my partner.
Yeah, Krochak winning the game out for Prairie Fire there in that 1v1. Very intense.
Have you ever had half your heart excited and half your heart broken?
Yeah.
This is
how all of Winnipeg feels right now.
I am crying and I don't know why.
Fantastic, intense game.
Absolutely insane. That could not have gotten closer. 1-on-1. You know what that reminds me of? The Australian women's bronze medal game.
Yeah.
San Filippo 1v1 against her opponent with a heartbreaking loss. Everybody in Winnipeg behind her at the time. Absolutely insane. I am just overwhelmed with emotion right now.
Yeah.
Do you follow dodgeball memes?
I do, yeah.